In general, a skill function runs until the last expression in the function is complete, but the skill programming language provides the prog function in conjunction with the return function to allow you to programmatically exit at an arbitrary point. Let's look at an example we used in a previous training byte to show the prog function and the return function. In this example, we roll 2 dice and then have a case function that runs a branch based on the value of the dice. I'd like to update the function to continue rolling the dice as long as we are winning, and then when we crap out and are no longer winning, we stop the loop and return the number of times the dice were rolled. We'll do this using a while loop that will continue to run indefinitely. By setting its first expression to t, we'll add a counter to count the number of rolls and initialize it to 0, and we'll increment our counter each time we roll the dice. Our function will now play craps and print messages until the end of time or longer. We'll use the prog and return function to exit our function when we crap out. To do this, we'll change our let to a prog function. Just like the let function, the prog function allows us to define a set of variables that are local to the prog function. However, the prog function will immediately exit when it reaches a return function. So in the first branch of the case function, we'll add a return function. The argument to the return function will be the return value of the prog function, which in our case will also be the return value of the craps function. If a prog function gets to the end of the prog without hitting a return function, then the prog function will return nil. Let's load and run our function and make sure it works. Notice that when we run our function, the while will continue to run inside the prog function until a 2, 3, or 12 is rolled, and the return function exits to the end of the prog function, which in turn ends our while loop and the craps function, and returns the number of rolls. In summary, a skill function runs until the last expression in a function is complete, but the skill programming language provides the prog function in conjunction with the return function to allow you to programmatically exit at an arbitrary point.